Hello, Pisces, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of December 14th through the 20th. And during that time, we will have a waning crescent moon, which is a really good time of surrender, rest, and healing. So make sure that you're doing that. Just fully let go, rest, and let's get ready for the next cycle ahead, which starts with the new moon on the 20th. And of course, that's a really good time for a fresh start, new beginnings, good time to learn a new skill or start new work or projects, make new decisions. You might be working on things both inner and outer. So it's just a good time this week to think about what things you would like to change for the upcoming cycle. And then you can start to implement those things on the 20th. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Pisces. So as always, please take what resonates today and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message is believe in the impossible. I love that for an overall message. I think you guys had a lucky week last week, so I hope that all worked out for everyone. I love when those luck cards come up. So, but believe in the impossible. So what is it that the Pisces collective needs to believe in this week that is truly impossible? All right, as I'm shuffling, I would like to say that since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you click that subscribe button right down there. It's super easy for you to do, and it really does help my channel, which I appreciate so much. So all you have to do is make sure that you are signed into Google or YouTube, and then just hit the subscribe button, and it saves channels that you like to watch. So there's a time, I'm explaining that only because there was a time when I didn't know that, and now I do. And now look at me doing a YouTube channel as well. So I've learned a lot through the years. Anyway, thank you so much. If you do that, I'll give you just a moment to hit that subscribe button right now and get signed in if you're not. So yeah, thank you so much for doing that. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you for coming back and helping me build a community here. I see you. I see those of you that are coming back for your readings every week. And I just want to let you know that I really do appreciate you coming back and spending some time with me. So, all right, let's get into this reading, Pisces, for December 14th through the 20th. Believe in the impossible. And your present energy is the Eight of Wands. So things happening very rapidly, quickly, information coming in, things changing, things going on. It seems like you're probably going to have a very, very busy week. So if the impossible is just to do a little bit of that rest and relaxation, that could just be what it's about. Make sure that even when everything's harried and hurried and crazy, that you do take some time for yourself to just relax and let go just a little bit. Your current situation is the Judgment card. So some sort of new awareness that comes out. It could be some information that gets revealed to you, some truth that comes out that makes you maybe judge something or someone in a different manner, see something in a different light. Of course, this is always about learning, when it comes to the Judgment card, or you may be feeling judged yourself. So that's something, judgment is just something, it could go either way, something you're going to have to just manage and deal with this week. At the root of your situation this week is the Page of Pentacles. So some new path in the way of finances. So this could be this could be a raise that pops in. This could be a Christmas bonus that comes in. Just kind of some new money that's maybe going to appear for you, or some new path to money that you're carving out for yourself, maybe in the next year or so, that you're seeing either a job opening or something, a promotion within where you're working, that sort of thing. So, yeah, some new path coming there, new financial path coming clear for you this week, at least the start of it. What is in your recent past is the Five of Swords. So, this could be maybe where some of this truth come out. Five of Swords is it's the card of winning through deceit or underhanded tactics. But again, I always see this as an air energy card of kind of clearing the air, things that needed to be said. Feelings may be hurt, but it's just things that had to get out in the open. So, that could be where this judgment is coming from. Maybe you've said something and someone is judging you because of it and you're feeling it. Or maybe someone else said something to you and you're kind of judging them because of it. But I feel like that's just something that you're going to get to deal with this week. And I'm sure you'll manage that just fine. What is on your mind this week is the Star card. which I'm putting my thumb over because YouTube thinks that she is should have put on some clothes this morning. But the star card is about following the direction that kind of the universe is sending you on. This is, this is being drawn to something and just kind of having that inner knowing, knowing with just your intuition that something needs to go a certain way, or and you just know, you're not even sure why. It's that kind of thing. It's about following the signs, and you just have a clarity that, like, oh, I know. And it's like, imagine that you're at a stop sign and you could go left or right to get to your destination. It takes the same amount of time, and you decide to take one turn and you go and you're fine and you're dandy, and you find out later that maybe there was a road closure on the other end, and you didn't know about it, and it's great, and you just knew which way you needed to go. So that's kind of what the star card is about, is kind of just really following that inner knowing, and not knowing why. Stars come out at night. These are things that come to us that the reasoning is kind of hidden in the night. We're not sure, there's a darkness around it, but there's a clarity to the light that's coming to you. So that's on your mind this week, and you're kind of following things. And that's why, your overall message here was believe in the impossible. So it could be that your inner knowing, your intuition guides you to something that does feel completely impossible. What is just ahead of you this week is the Nine of Swords here. So a little bit of anxiety about something. It could be this situation lingering. It could be that you are trying to rest and relax a little bit, but it's just kind of keeping you up a little bit at night. It's bothering you. It's on your mind. You're kind of ruminating about something. So if that's the case, just try to figure out how to deal with that. And typically, that's usually alchemy. If there's something that has triggered you, that's got you stressed out, try to go back to the earliest time in your life when you remember feeling that for the very, very first time. And when you start to heal that particular time, all of a sudden the new things that come about, you're not quite as triggered by it anymore. So, if you're not sure how to do like that spiritual emotional alchemy, it's a good thing to maybe learn those processes and learn how to work through kind of going back to those initial wounds that happen, because it's so true that once you heal those, they don't affect you as much later. So that's just a really nice thing about healing those up. In your advice position here is the Ace of Pentacles. So very interesting here with believe in the impossible. I mean, I don't know, you were very lucky last week, so maybe something impossible has come about for you, but Ace of Pentacles is definitely a new financial opportunity, and we already had kind of a path coming out here with that Page of Pentacles. So, there could be something with money going on with you, that seems impossible, but there you go, it's not. What's beyond your control this week is the Hanged Man. So definitely having a new perspective. And this may come from this whole judgment situation and these words that were exchanged and these things that were happening very quickly. Um, it could just leave a taste in your mouth where you just have a new perspective on things, whether that be negative or positive. Again, it could go either way, but again, trust your intuition, because that's really your guiding light on what you need to do for you. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Eight of Pentacles. So, this is our card of really working hard. And is that your secret desire, to just put your head down and get to work and not think about these things? Because I always feel like not only is this the card of hard work and being very industrious, but it's also really enjoying the work that you do, so that your head's down. And I always think that when if I say this person's name, and he wouldn't even look up because he's just so into what he's doing, that he's that focus. So is that your secret desire, is to kind of push all of this off and just really focus on something that seems more positive or productive? Could be. Or maybe you're trying to avoid that too. You may just not be trying to work at all this week. What is in your outcome position is the Five of Wands. So, the outcome here, I do that little, because here we've got the five here. And I feel like this lingers, this debate, there's something about, there's words being exchanged and debates being had over something, and I don't see that it doesn't wrap up this week. Of course, you have a new perspective about it, and you have other things going on as well, but this situation with this judgment, so look up angel number 55 and see if that means anything for you. Is it about money? Is it about work? Maybe, but some sort of just debate. Does it get into a big brouhaha fight? Maybe only because we started the week with it also. So, excuse me, there, trust your intuition when it comes to all of this. Believe in the impossible. Maybe all this can be worked out. When you don't think it can, it's kind of keeping you up at night. So, remember, keep those moon energies in mind. Rest and relax a little bit, even through this. Just if you have to just close the door and shut the world out to relax a little, make sure you're doing that a little bit this week. What is hidden from you is a tower. So you're not going to have a complete meltdown, and you might be trying to stave that off with some of this. But you are kind of going through it right now. But again, your intuition is telling you the way to manage this. Just go with that. And also, if you're kind of ruminating, go do the alchemy work on that. Go figure out, why is this bothering me so much? Once you get to the root, once you go back and figure out when was the first time I ever felt this, and that takes some time to really kind of sit and think about those things. And but you'll definitely work on healing that, and it'll just make you feel better. So, okay, again, I'm going to say believe in the impossible. And maybe it is just that healing. If you didn't think that could ever come, that you could ever heal that, maybe you can. In fact, I know you can. All right, let's get you a final word here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final word for Pisces is do what you love. Do what you love, not what everyone else around you is arguing, right? Do what you love to do. And if that means, again, hanging out on the couch this week, do it. I'm going to suggest it because it's that kind of energy. Let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care, which it sounds like you're going to need some of this week. Self-care for Pisces. And you get the card called Self. If beating yourself up worked, you'd be thin, rich, and happy. Try loving yourself instead. Quit beating yourself up. Quit it. It doesn't work. Do what you love. Take care of yourself. Don't beat yourself up over things that are going on around you. Follow your intuition. I think you're going to be just fine. You're going to learn something with this new perspective. And I love that. But I feel like it's almost other people, and you're just like, you kind of had it. So whatever it is this week, please try to get through that. Believe in the impossible, which maybe is that you can just get through it. So, Pisces, I wish you the best of luck. I really hope that this reading is helpful to you in some way and offers you some sort of insight into your week. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment down below. Let me know, what sort of conflicts have you been dealing with judgment, what is going on in your life that's kind of keeping you up at night, and do you know how to do that alchemy work to go back and find that initial core wound and try to heal that. And if you do that, please let me know. Let me know if that helps you and makes you feel a little bit better. Also, if you like my reading style, once again, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help me. But most importantly, it'll bring you back here to me next week, and we can see if this continues this story or if something completely new pops up here for you next time. So once again, Pisces, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.